Police in plainclothes arresting protesters. Rights groups say unidentified officers, members of a police intelligence unit called Terna, dragged, handcuffed and detained dozens of students during protests that turned violent last week. Luis Fernando Araujo says unidentified police blindfolded and threw him into an empty room where he was held for 3 days.
I was attacked. They left me in that room without food and water. I know there was someone else, but don't know who it was, because we were kept separated. They only hit me a bit, but I could put up with that.
Rights groups say the detentions were arbitrary and that the harassment hasn't stopped.
Luis Fernando says he's been getting strange phone calls, and now we know that other prosecutors are being harassed and threatened as well.
A UN mission for human rights is now in Peru talking to families of victims and investigating whether human rights were violated. Amnesty International says police fired deadly ammunition and beat protesters unnecessarily. Police say they did not commit any abuses during the protest. They denied there was excessive use of force or shooting metal pellets at protesters, but doctors say otherwise. Luis Suarez says his brother Lucio, initially treated at the protest, is still in hospital, awaiting surgery to extract pellets from his brain, shoulder and chest.
He has 3 metallic objects, we believe pellets. The one in the brain is dangerous to operate. I am angry for him and for all other youngsters wounded while just protesting. Police went out to kill.
Interim President Francisco Sagasti says the crimes won't go unpunished. The Attorney General is investigating Sagasti's predecessor, Manuel Merino, and 2 of his former deputies for possible involvement in homicide, enforced disappearance, and abuse of power. His Prime Minister, Antero Flores Arauz, denies any wrongdoing. The Terna chief is also on the defensive, saying his officers aided police in controlling the protests, even though 2 students died and more than 200 were wounded, including some who are still in hospital. The question now is, who gave the orders? Mariana Sanchez, Al Jazeera, Lima, Peru.